Yo, what's up? What's up? Welcome to Throwing the Towel podcast. Oh shit. I'm sorry. It's your boy Chuck's Pain. You know, I don't know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Okay, cool. So, I wasn't gonna do a live, honestly. I really wasn't. The only reason I'm doing one right now is because give me 1 second here. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, so the only reason I'm doing the live right now is because I'm so pissed off, bro. I really am. The Cowboys. Okay, let me stop this real quick. I'm sorry. And I'm gonna get to the players that are being drafted as we speak right now. Like Zach Pickens just got drafted by the Bears from South Carolina. But I want to talk about what's been happening in the draft because this is the first time I went live, and I'm so pissed off, bro. I'm so pissed because I'm a Cowboys fan. Most of our content is mostly made for Cowboys fans, but we do content for every team. But I'm pissed, bro, because it's like every team is making. I don't want to say. Fuck it. Every team is making weird picks, like just weird picks, and they're letting like the smart teams literally just fall into good players, bro. I'll give you an example. What I just saw earlier in the second round, Rashee Rice getting picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs. How the hell did they let this shit happen, bro? Rashee Rice is probably my favorite receiver in the draft. I wouldn't say, me personally, I think he's the best receiver, but a lot of other people think some other players are better receivers, and I can understand, but it's like, for y'all to let this dude fall to the Chiefs, and the Chiefs traded up to get him. That's how I know, like, bro, what are y'all doing? It's like the smart teams are actually doing what the fuck I thought that every other team was going to be doing. For example, in the first round, how in God's name did y'all let Jalen Carter fall to the Eagles, and then Noah Smith the same time fall to the damn Eagles again? What is going on, bro? Like, I don't know. Maybe I might be wrong in the future. Maybe this is just an overreaction, but it's just one thing I have noticed about this draft, though, I will say, is that just the range of how this is one of the first drafts I've seen where like certain teams' values of certain players are so different than the consensus values or another team's values of certain players, because usually in drafts there's a consensus board, and usually the consensus is usually around close to right. But what I'm seeing is like people, I've seen other players, some other mock drafts and scouting reports and stuff from other like entities like PFF or Chris Sims, which I follow a lot because I like their content. But Chris Sims and PSF, shout out to them. I like their content. But so I'm seeing a lot of, but what I'm seeing actually is a lot of like variance. It looks like the 10th ranked receiver, whatever, for someone else. This team thinks is the best receiver in the draft or whatever. So this doesn't usually happen like this from what I've seen in the past. So it's just funny, but at the end of the day, though, like I just want to talk. There's certain teams that just get this draft shit, bro. Because it's not about, people keep saying like I had a friend say, "Oh, it doesn't if they turn to a good player, it doesn't matter what round you get him." Yes, the fuck it does. That's like, yes, it does matter, because what happens is if you're all continuing to do this for years, overreach for players, for the most part, it's not going to work out. So you could say, oh, like, let's say Lions, they got a good player in that Jack Campbell linebacker. He may very well turn out to be a good player, but the issue is you could have traded back and got more and still got the same player. That's the issue. It's not about him being a good player or not. It's literally about value, like draft value and draft and stocking up. That's what good teams do. They trade back and they get the players they think are great. So if, for example, if you're the Lions, if you think Jack Campbell is a good player, you look at the consensus and you look at other teams. Does it seem like these teams are going to draft Jack Campbell or even Jahmyr Gibbs 12th overall? No, they're good. So you could have made a trade for someone else and be like, okay, we want to trade down, trade down a couple spots and get it so we get more compensation, and then we still draft the player we want. Now, granted, okay, I'm saying all this. Maybe that's what they tried to do, and they didn't get a trade partner, because I've heard that's been going on as well. Like, there's a lot of teams that thought they were going to have trade partners that end up backing out and everything. So it's that's kind of been going on, so I can understand that, but still it's making me sick, bro. It's making me sick. It's like there's a couple of teams that know what the fuck they're doing. Eagles, Seahawks, Steelers, who else? Chiefs. Eagles, Steelers, Chiefs. I'm forgetting someone that's doing a good ass job. Eagles are fucking killing it, bro. They just drafted Sidney Brown, the safety from Illinois, who I thought was an underdog, like a ranked player. Bro, Eagles are just stacking up. This is fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous because, and I'm sorry, I'm watching like on 3 different things. This guy's way too hype. But it's like, that's my thing, bro. It's this shit is getting ugly. Like, there's only a certain amount of teams that know what they're doing. I'll give you, okay. Let's look at the teams right here. Broncos are on the clock. Lions, up and down. Raiders are having a good draft. Patriots, of course, know what the fuck they're doing. Colts know what they're doing. Titans, kind of. Buccaneers know what they're doing. Chargers are doing okay. Ravens always do decent. Like, it's like, okay. I said this. Y'all can go look at the videos. I told y'all, like, Derek Hall is my favorite edge rusher, okay? Derek Hall is my favorite edge rusher. Everyone kept saying that he was like, I didn't see him in everyone's like big consensus boards as far as going second over. I seen some people having like their 8th, 10th, highest 5th, but they thought he was going to go in the 3rd. I saw it. I don't want anyone to start saying, because I saw that the consensus around February, March. They say he was going to go in the 3rd, 4th round. I said, that's crazy. That's crazy. If you look at his tape, that's fucking crazy. So what happens? The Seahawks take him in the beginning of the 2nd round. Derek Hall, a great pick. Another pick, Panthers, Jonathan Mingo. Jonathan Mingo, another player I said, he's one of my favorite receivers as well. Him and Rashee Rice were my favorite receivers. And it's funny because I talked about Jonathan Mingo like before everyone started. Oh, Jonathan Mingo might be this. I talked about Jonathan Mingo in like February. I said I don't know. Like, he's, from the tape I've seen, he showed up in my traits mock, or my traits model, whatever. Like the program I made, he showed up in there, and then he showed up, and so he didn't show up in the production side of it things, but he did show up on my traits with it. His traits are the same as or are in the same stratosphere as all pro receivers over the past a couple years. 6'2", 220. His measurements, his 40 time, all his measurements, they were in the same trade. So I said, I don't know. He seems like a top 5 receiver to me. And I didn't hear anyone talking about him. So that I heard all these small ass receivers, which I like small receivers, but you can only have so many fucking small receivers, bro. Like, I like small receivers. Don't get me wrong; they're one of my favorite. I like Tank Dell's fun to watch, but you can only have so many small receivers, and they have to have something in them. Like Tyreek Hill is a small receiver, but he's a dog, bro. Like he's a dog. Like, and he's one of the fastest players we've ever seen ever. So it's like he has a elite trait. That's the reason he's working though. But see, and that's the thing. That's the thing that's kind of funny to me. So Jonathan Mingo goes to the Panthers, 39 picks. So now everyone's Jonathan Mingo's supposed to be in the second round. Like it's I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's just weird. It's certain teams that are getting, and this whole tight end shit. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. Cause let me see. Cause I'm at my top tight ends, or my top sleeper tight ends. Let me say that. I hope y'all having a good night too. You know, I'm just a little pumped up. Since none of the other guys wanted to join me today. But we will do like probably talk about it a little bit on the next podcast. Let me see here. Broncos just got Drew Sanders. I think Drew Sanders is a good player. I didn't do a linebacker. I didn't do a linebacker sleeper list, but I did watch some of his tape, and I do think he's a good player. There's not and to be fair, there's not a lot of linebackers in this NFL draft. As far as true linebacker, sideline, off-ball linebackers, there's not a lot of them. Jack Campbell, the guy who went in the first round, even though he wasn't supposed to. Drew Sanders, Trenton, I forgot that guy's name. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, so my top tight ends were my sleeper tight ends, which would be now. So I had Darnell Washington number 1 because I don't know. I really don't know why he still hasn't been drafted. Maybe it's because like the teams don't like his profile as far as his measurements, like, you know, because he's 6'8", 6'9". Maybe they think he's kind of like stiff and clunky, but he reminds me of Rob Gronkowski as far as like just physically and his athleticism, his traits. He reminds me of Rob Gronkowski. I don't get when we started becoming this thing where we don't care about. Hold on, let me see, because Detroit Lions today. Hendon Hooker, wow. But back to Darnell Washington. I don't know why he hasn't been drafted yet. I don't know. I thought the Cowboys would take him, but apparently Cowboys love Michigan players. We only take 2. We took 2 Michigan players with our first 2 picks. So apparently Cowboys love Michigan players. Hopefully they turn out. Last Michigan player we took did not go well. Well, he's not the last one, but we actually like Michigan players a lot. We do. Jordan, our slot corner, he's a Michigan player. Taco Charlton, who we drafted, who was a complete bust. He was a Michigan player. We like Michigan players. I don't know why, but we just drafted 2 Michigan players. Okay, so whatever. That's crazy. But I want to talk. That's crazy. Hendon Hooker going to the Lions. Wow. You know what? I think, and honestly, I kind of like this. I like this pick because because he I actually really like this a lot because he doesn't have to play right away. Jared Goff, he's and Jared Goff is still playing, and he has a chance to like they can like train this quarterback, and he's already 25, so let him sit this whole year, and then next year we can see what's going on with Jared Goff and see if Hendon Hooker can start quarterback competitions that way. I think that's good. Ooh, the Texans got Nathaniel Dell. The Texans got Nathaniel Dell. I think for the Texans, I think that was a decent pick. I think that was like for C.J. Stroud. Nathaniel Dell is a very interesting receiver because he's like 5'7", bro, but he's like quick as fuck. Like he's the quickest. It's like he's 5'8", but he's 5'7", 5'8", but he's the quickest receiver you're gonna find. So yeah, so I'm sorry. I'm watching this shit too. But mine is kind of late though. They just announced Lions drafted Hendon Hooker. But like I was saying though, like it's kind of crazy to me that you know, Nathaniel Dell. It's kind of crazy to me that Nathaniel Dell just went. Hold on, who's calling me? Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm actually gonna mute this real quick. Yeah. Okay, but like I was saying though, like yeah, it's it's pretty funny, bro. It's pretty funny. Like, so. Ooh, Raiders got Byron Young. That's a good pick too. But yeah, Nathaniel Dell is an interesting player because he's 5'8". So I don't know how that's gonna work. I feel like he's like a boom or bust receiver. He's either gonna be like right out the gate, like really good, really, and I lean more towards that. So I think he's gonna be really good, honestly. But or he's gonna be like it's gonna be a kind of a struggle for him to like adjust. But we'll see. We'll see. I do like the pick though because you're giving C.J. Stroud, the quarterback you just drafted in the first round, you're giving him more weapons, and the Texans they've had an okay draft. I didn't like that. I didn't like the Will Anderson pick, and I didn't like them trading up to get Will Anderson. I thought that was kind of stupid, but I did like the C.J. Stroud pick though. I did like the C.J. Stroud pick, but the Raiders just got Byron Young from Alabama, defensive interior. He's an interesting prospect too. He showed up in my traits list, I believe. I think he did show up in my traits list. I just didn't put him in my top 5 sleepers pick because I condensed it a little bit more, and so he came off, but he did show up in the beginning. So I just want to say like I'm just tracking all because I'm trying to get a good hit rate here as far as tracking success towards the future. So all the players that I had in my model in my program that I wrote, like that they spit me back out these players. I'm just tracking where they go, and we're going to track how like what happens to them. Derek Hall was one of the top players that they spit out. I love Derek Hall, so he's probably one of my favorite players. Rashee Rice was one of my favorite players. First player they spit out too. I love Rashee Rice as well. I think Rashee Rice is going to be I'm gonna say this. I think Rashee Rice might be the best receiver in this. I think he's gonna end up being the best receiver in this draft, especially with the Chiefs, bro. Especially with the Chiefs, he's gonna be the best receiver in this draft with the Chiefs. He literally landed in the most perfect situation he could possibly land in. Andy Reid is gonna know exactly what the fuck to do with him. The best quarterback in the league, they already have like good weapons. They already have Travis Kelce, who's a Hall of Famer. You know, so I think he's gonna be the best receiver in this draft. Rasheed Rice, honestly, and I don't know if I will be live, and also I don't know if I will be live for this whole draft today because I did just come back from working out. I wasn't planning on doing a live draft anymore because, you know, I feel like it was there was no reason to do it. I was gonna do a reaction to the players who got drafted and everything, and do a reaction video, and we're gonna do a podcast probably next week at some point. So just to just to look, I'm just watching these Nathaniel Dell highlights, and this kicker was trying to chase this nigga. But yeah, just to do just to talk about it. Although I will say I'm throw shots right here. I'm the only nigga in this and like actually doing heavy analysis and coverage of the draft from us. So Stu's not doing it, Green's not doing it. So, but we will still talk about it though. We'll still talk about it. Yeah, but that's okay. I'm back. I definitely won't be doing this for the whole. Well, I mean, third round's almost over, so actually it's not, but ooh, Saints got Kendre Miller out of TCU. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? The running back Kendre Miller out of TCU. You know what's crazy? He actually, if you watch him run, if you watch him just like play, he actually kind of reminds me of Alvin Kamara. like he kind of reminds him and Jahmyr Gibbs. They kind of remind me of Alvin Kamara. Jahmyr Gibbs reminds me more of like, I would say more like Christian McCaffrey, Reggie Bush type. Kendre Miller reminds me of Alvin Kamara. So that's very interesting. Like I know like Saints have a certain profile of running back that they like to usually get. So they either usually get like a player like Alvin Kamara, Kendre Miller, or Reggie Bush, like a player that's like super, like can do a bunch of things on the field, can score on all levels of the field, super like fast, can play different slot if they want to play slot receiver, or they'll get like one of these big in the middle running backs like Mark Ingram. They got someone else too like that. But yeah, like they'll get either one of those two, and so and Kendre Miller reminds me of Alvin Kamara. Honestly, he's a little bit smaller than Alvin Kamara. I will say that he's a little bit smaller, but he does remind me of Alvin Kamara. So let me see, because these picks are coming fast now. Arizona got Garrett Williams at corner. I didn't like him as much. I really didn't like him very much. I have, so I'm gonna do a live tomorrow because I have a lot of players that I do think will go with tomorrow. That I think are going to be better than some of the players that are being drafted today. I'll give you. Let me see. My sleeper corners, there's still a whole list of sleeper corners. Deontay Banks got drafted to the Giants, I believe, which I think was a good pick. That was one of my sleeper, or really my top 5 corners. On my there's one guy on my top 5 though that hasn't gotten picked. Jalen Jones out of Texas A&M. He showed up in my traits list. I didn't do a productivity for corners because I just didn't do it, but he showed up in my traits model, my traits program. So Jalen Jones, I mean, he has a lot of work to do. He's not as like good at man to man coverage as you would think, but he's big, and he had good times. So I think if someone I think he'll get drafted in the 3rd round. Honestly, I think he will. I think he's better than Garrett Williams. Honestly. But yeah, Garrett Williams. I mean, I kind of like him. He's not like he's not great, but I do. He's okay. He's okay. See, I like Deontay Banks. I like Jalen Jones. I like Rejon Wright, and I like Cam Brown. I liked Ty Stevenson too. I saw that he went to the Steelers, I believe. I like Ty Stevenson. I think I made him my 5th sleeper on the list. I don't remember, but I did think I made him my sleeper. Or if not, he was definitely like in contention for the 5th sleeper on my list. I don't think he's better than. Honestly, I don't think he's better than Rejon Wright or Cam Brown or Jalen Jones. Well, I don't think he's better than Jalen Jones or Rejon Wright. Maybe Cam Brown, but I do think I did like him. He showed up on my traits my traits model as well. So Tyreek Stevenson, who went to the Steelers, I believe. Devin Witherspoon obviously went to the Seahawks. I liked him. Only issue I will say, I'm not as high as on Devin Witherspoon as everyone else because I like him, but he's small. He's small. He tested great. He tested great, but he didn't show up in my traits because he's small. He's not the height of most of really all the Pro Bowl or All Pro corners. He's small. He's just small. So, and smaller players scare me because of the injury to stuff. Now, I like small edges sometimes because, like Nolan Smith, I like small edges because small edges, like, sometimes people, like, focus too much on, like, the tall, lanky guys. I like small, compact edges because that's where the power, like, those players have great power. Von Miller, who else? I'm trying to think. Hassan Reddick. The more smaller, compact guys, I think, like, are decent. Even Micah Parsons to a certain extent. It's like they're decent and they have like great speed. Like they're really good in this in the edge rush. So let me see. Oh shit! The Giants got Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver out of Tennessee, which he was my 3rd favorite receiver. I get it. I get all the fucking stuff about him. Oh, he doesn't. He only runs 2 routes. Go routes, 4 verticals, and man, he only runs routes like that, and he does. Like if you watch the tape, he does. But you can't teach speed, bro. You just can't teach speed. You can teach the route running, you can teach all that shit, but you can't teach speed. And Jalen Hyatt is pure unadulterated speed. He ran like a 4.3, or 4.4, 4.3. Whatever. You can't. He's fast on tape. You can't teach speed though. So yeah, so like Jalen. Sorry, I'm watching whole different things here, but Jalen Hyatt, I like the pick. I like the pick. He's speed. Like you can't teach speed. He's my favorite. I think he'll end up learning those things that people say he can't learn. Like some of the shit that people like, bro. Like this shit is not like rocket science. Like if you have the athletic traits to do it, like what's the reason why you can't learn it? Like he'll learn. He'll learn what he needs to learn. He'll learn what he needs to learn. He's fast. You can't teach. You can't teach someone to be fast. It's either you're fast or you're not. So he's speed. So he'll learn. He'll learn. So, ooh, here comes the run on the wide receivers. The Browns just took Cedric Tillman, who I like Cedric Tillman too. I like Cedric Tillman too. That's crazy. Both Tennessee receivers go back to back. That's fucking crazy. These teams are. I wish I worked in the NFL like draft office just to see, just to see how this shit works because it's funny how like certain stuff go. I'm thinking like I think everyone thinks it's just high whatever like this super excruciating super like thought out process when sometimes I think some of these teams panic. Like the Browns just picked Cedric Tillman. The Browns just picked Cedric Tillman. Cedric Tillman is a good player though. He's a good player. I think some people think he's a better receiver than Jalen Hyatt, and as far as an overall receiver, he probably is. Jalen Hyatt has more of an upside though. Jalen Hyatt has more of an upside though, honestly. But I really don't want to do this live. I want to leave, but I know what's going to happen. The minute I leave, they're going to take all the players that are in my model. They're going to take all the players I put in my sleeper picks, and that's how it's going to go. Because I'm still waiting on a couple players to go. Hold on. Let's even look at this here. I mean, for corners, I'm still waiting on Jalen Jones. I think he's going to go in the third round. Rizon Wright and Cam Brown. I don't know if they will go in the third round, but those are my top three corners, sleeper corners at the very least. Tight ends. I don't know what's going on with tight ends. Darnell Washington hasn't gone drafted. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what teams are scared of. Tucker Kraft hasn't got drafted. I think Tucker Kraft, if you want this, because it seems like these teams want this like Travis Kelce type of receiver tight end now. If you want that, then Tucker Kraft Donkey K is like that, but Tucker Kraft is like that as well. And he can actually block. Brenton Strange got picked. I like the pick. I know a lot of people didn't like the pick. I like the pick. Brenton Strange got picked. Let me see. I'm trying to see because I think who did he get picked to? The Jaguars. I like the pick. They're the Pro Football Focus is giving it a below average grade, and I get it because he was supposed to go in like the fifth round. I have it here that he was projected to be in the fifth round, so I get it. But I like the pick. I like the pick. Brenton Strange. I would have taken Tucker Kraft or Darnell Washington before them. I don't know what's going on with those two players. I don't know why teams are. I don't know why teams are like, so scared of Darnell Washington and Tucker Kraft. I don't get it. Tucker Kraft is supposed to go in the third round. Team might draft him. Darnell Washington was supposed to go in like late first, second. So I don't know what's going on, but if we go back to the picks right now, okay. This looks just like it. So the Falcons just got Zach Harrison out of Ohio State, which, let me see. I think he showed up in my trades list. So But let me make sure here because I don't want to just say shit and not be. Let me. Okay, sorry. I saw it. Edge edition. What the hell? So for edges, my sleeper edges right now, Derek Hall was my number one, and he got drafted in the second round. Number two is Lonnie Phelps. I don't know. I like Lonnie Phelps. I don't think he'll be drafted this today. I don't even know if he'll get drafted, but I know he won't get drafted today. But Felix Anaduke Uzama, he was my third favorite kind of sleeper pick, and he got drafted at the end of the first. I think that was a great pick by the Chiefs. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, the Chiefs are and I'm not trying to be cocky here, but like, literally all the smart teams are drafting the players that I said, were sleepers. Felix Anaduke Uzama, Rasheed Rice. It's like, bro, I don't know. Like, did they take my fucking? Did they take my my list of players? See, so and the Patriots just took Marte Mapu, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I don't even know who the fuck that is. He didn't show up in my traits list, and I only really went to deep dive on the traits list and the people that other people were talking about. So I don't know. He might be a good player. I just didn't do my research on him. I'm sorry about that. But as far as the edges, Nick Henberg, I don't know if he's been drafted yet. Carl Brooks. Let me see. Oh shit! I'm showing all my shit now. Okay. Nick Herbig. I'm sorry, that's the player I'm thinking about. Nick Herbig. I'm trying to see where did he get drafted? I think he may have already gone drafted. He got drafted by the Browns. See, I liked him too. He was my fourth sleeper. I liked him a lot. He got drafted by the Browns. I think that's another good pick. Yeah, I think Nick Hemberg was a good pick as well. I didn't know Browns drafted him. Let me go back. What pick did? Let me see. Tariq Stevenson wasn't. He went to the Bears. I liked him a lot. Dallas Luke Shoemaker. DJ Turney, I kind of like that corner too. He didn't show up in my trace list because he was small as hell, but I think he was a decent pick. Bengals. Brendan Strange to the Jaguars. Juice Struggs, he was okay. Marvin Mims was a good pick too. He didn't show up in my list altogether, but he was a good pick. Where did the Browns draft? Did the Browns really draft Nick Hamburg? Let me see. He hasn't gone drafted, has he? I don't think anyone has drafted him yet. Nick Herbig. I'm wondering who's gonna pick Nick Herbig. I hope the Cowboys get. I don't even know if they have a third round pick, but Tucker Kraft finally from the Green Bay Packers. That's a good pick. They got two tight ends, right? I like Tucker Kraft. I like Tucker Kraft, but Packers just selected a tight end earlier. Who the fuck is? Well, they do like doing that a lot though, like getting multiple of the same positions. But Tucker Kraft, he's finally off the board. I said he was my second best tight end, well, second best sleeper tight end. I liked him a lot. So yeah, that's I think that was a good pick. I think he'll end up being more of their feature tight end more than the tight end they got earlier. I don't even know who they got earlier. Who they get earlier? Packers. Luke Musgrave. I don't. Luke Musgrave's not my favorite. Josh Downs finally off the board. I didn't really like Josh Downs, honestly. He kind of reminded me of an even smaller Jordan Addison. Like he's reminded me of an even smaller Jordan Addison. I didn't like Josh Downs, but that's crazy. Josh Downs slid that much. That's crazy. But you know what? I think yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I Sidney Brown is another. Oh man, Sidney Brown. I like Sidney Brown. Josh Down, but the Colts are having a good draft, bro. Like I just look at the Colts have drafted Anthony Richardson. I think he's gonna be a good pick. Julius Brents, he wasn't my favorite, but I did watch his tape and I did like his traits. He showed up in my traits list. He wasn't my favorite corner just off tape, but I think he can hit. I think that'll be a good pick. Josh Downs. He's okay. He's okay. The other three, or the first two picks I like. I could have sworn they had more picks than this, but whatever. Are you sure? I thought they had another pick. And that's the thing. Okay, so Colts. Let's go to the Eagles. This is what I'm talking about. This is how you go to the draft. They picked the best player in the draft at number 9 in Jalen Carter. Nolan Smith at 30. Elite. Look at elite pick for our PFF. I agree. Tyler Steen. It's okay. You can reach. Now you can reach. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You just killed the first round and you're already stacked. So you can reach and do whatever the hell you want. Sidney Brown, I think, is a really good pick. I think that's a really good pick too. Now, and they're killing the draft, bro. They're killing the draft. Let me see. There's another team, the Chiefs. Now, Chiefs to me right now are having. There's a reason why the Chiefs are a dynasty team. I think they're having the best draft out of anyone. Just me personally. Partly is because they're getting the guys that I liked.
Why did we choose Safeway? We're always working on a product.
They're getting the guys that I liked. Hold on, let me. Someone just got picked, so.
So we scheduled at Safeway.com. We were able to track our technician and knew exactly when he arrived. We could keep working. Safeway came to us. Hi, I'm Kendrick. Replaced our windshield and installed new wipers to protect our new glass. That service on our time. Safe like repair, safe like replace.
Keep up with every pick on NFL.com with the Draft Tracker presented by Lexus. Tracking the draft for you. That's what we do. We track things. And what we're tracking is that Carolina traded up to choose here the minute we hit the break. So Steelers out, Panthers in. That's how we're rolling. They traded up.
Boy, the Panthers reached on this shit, bro. The Panthers reached on this shit. Like this, DJ Johnson at number 80. I don't know. See, the thing about it is okay, he might end up being a good player, but the issue is the issue with this whole draft. It's not about getting good play. It is about getting good players, but that's not the only thing. This is a company, bro. You gotta do this smart. If you want DJ Johnson, trade down some picks and get him. He's still gonna be there.
We talked a lot about guys that put on a show in Indianapolis. This one almost slipped under the radar. DJ Johnson ran 4.49 at 260 pounds.
He's still gonna be there.
This has been the theme for the defensive linemen that have gone today. We've seen
So
a meaningful amount of edge rushers come off the board. We're seeing the upside rushers really go. This is one of those 5 sacks this last year. Really explosive. He can get off the ball. That's his best trait. That get off burst and quickness that's reflected in the 40 time shows up on tape. Just needs to put together more of a repertoire, Charles. Put more moves together. There's development there that needs to take place, but you have the size and the burst. That's a good foundation to start with. You mentioned earlier about when coaches get involved. A lot of coaches get involved to really like.
So I don't like that pick, honestly, but let's transition. Okay, I wanted to talk about the Chiefs draft picks. Okay, they're literally drafting all the players that I said that they were going to draft. Felix, I didn't say they were going to draft, but that are in my model. Okay, Felix Anudike-Uzomah. He was the edge sleeper edge of my model, third sleeper edge, I believe. Rasheed Rice, another player that was in my model. I'm just hoping. I want to see if they're gonna draft literally every single player that was in my model. I'm just trying to see that. I wouldn't be surprised if at the number 95 pick they take Darnell Washington if he's still there. I don't know why he's still on the board. I don't know why he's still on the board, but you know what? How many picks are left? Because I'm getting kind of sleepy here. Titans are in the corner. How many picks are left, bro? 102, probably about 20 picks. I don't know if I'm gonna stay here for the whole 20 picks, y'all. Thank y'all for for tuning in and everything. I wasn't even supposed to be doing this live. I'm just doing it because people were taking my players, like the good teams were taking my players, and I was just wondering how the fuck is this happening? Like how are all these teams letting my players, like these good players, fall to them? And all teams, I mean Cowboys as well. Ugh, fuck. But I want to see who the Titans take, honestly. Jason McCourty. Can this nigga just make the pick, bro? God damn. This is long as hell. This is why the Titans. God, make the pick. Yeah, as if they're also gonna do this thing where everyone's gonna want to have their like fucking viral moment on announcing a pick, I'm definitely not staying. This is it. What is it? 9-10? Yeah, bro. Like I can't stay this long. Who'd they take? Tyjae Spears. All of that to take Tyjae Spears, who I think who is okay. I don't think he's great. But yeah. But again, I will do my reactions afterwards. Yeah, I'll just make a video, do the reactions afterwards. Thank y'all for tuning in for this live. I know it wasn't that eventful. We'll get better in the future. Let me see. Before I go, let me see who the Ravens got. Zay Flowers. Oh, that's their only pick. Wow. Didn't have a round 2 pick. Okay. I'm wondering Darnell Washington's still on the for Darnell Washington Adetomiwe Adebayo. I liked him too. Diane Henley's still on the list. I liked him too. Nick Herbig. I want to see where he goes. Hold on, Buccaneers are just. Let me see. I like Yaya Diaby too. He was also another. Yaya Diaby just got taken by Buccaneers. I like Yaya Diaby. He was also another player that I had that showed up in my traits list. He showed up in the traits list. So like when I say in my traits list and my traits model that showed up, I compared the all pro edges, all their measurements and their combine times and everything like that and their pro day times, and I compared that to the to their times, and also I compared their production to the incoming draftees, and it matched with certain players. Yaya Diaby is one of the players that it matched with. So Yaya Diaby is one of the players. I didn't put him in my top 5 just because I thought he was not as explosive as I thought he was. He's a very strong player, but he only has one move, the bull rush move. That's the only move he uses. And so I think that was another thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way as well. I like Felix Anudike-Uzomah. I like edge rushers that have multiple moves, that know what they're doing. They are technicians. And Anudike-Uzomah, he's a technician, and he's probably one of the strongest players in this draft. I like that. I like Nick Hemberg. He has some good moves too. Lonnie Phelps, a technician. I like stuff like that. So I'm still wanting to see my players get drafted and want to see. I'm probably gonna do after the draft. I'm probably gonna do a video, discussing like the players and everything like that. Just like commentary for after the draft. But let me go back. Let's see, because I'm real anxious, man. I want to stay, but I don't think I can. Let me see here. Yaya Diaby. I will. Oh damn! If I stay to the Cowboys, I might as well stay for the whole thing. I mean, shit. Oh man. What pick are we on? 83rd. Cowboys have the 90th pick. I think I'll stay to the Cowboys, y'all. I'll stay to the Cowboys pick just cause, but I'm not staying for the rest of it. I'm sorry, I just can't. I'm tired. And I'm gonna do a video already after, so I don't think there's a real need for me to do this. So actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. Riley Moss for Broncos. That was well, we got our first white corner in the league. With that, I think I'm gonna end it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Is whoever's been watching, if anyone's been watching, thank you. And we're gonna keep putting out content for y'all. We're gonna keep doing our podcast stuff, and see y'all in the future. Peace.